Hello and welcome to Mamodreko. Today I'm going to talk about shooting film, scanning film, and my experience also with making some film prints using a photo enlarger. I shot a roll of Fujifilm 200. So this, I believe, is the USA produced, so basically made by Kodak, 200 ISO film that is rebadged by Fujifilm. I will say that I'm very pleased with how this film behaved, because this was basically a test roll for this camera, the Olympus PEN D3, which is a half-frame camera with a 32mm f1.7 Zuiko lens, and it's fully manual, but it does have a selenium light meter as far as I'm aware, but it was missing a battery, and the battery is pretty tricky because basically sort of hearing aid batteries, but the type that this camera uses is, I believe, at a 1.3 voltage, which doesn't really exist in current terms. So I got the closest voltage I could find, which was a 1.4 or 1.45 volt battery, and it fits inside, and that's what powers the light meter. And basically you then have all your settings here in the lens barrel, basically shutter speed, f-stop, or aperture for the lens, focusing, and even the ISO. So all of that is set there, and then up top you have a film film frame counter, which you kind of set manually to start with. So it's a pretty cool little camera, but I wanted to test it out, especially with having added that battery for the film meter. I wanted to see what the results were. So I did some shots where, especially since this is half frame, so you're getting double the number of exposures. I did some shots that were exposed with the meter, and then other shots that were exposed with a phone app light meter to compare. And basically, as far as I can tell, maybe because of the slightly higher voltage of the battery, the inbuilt meter now overexposes by one stop, which is not the end of the world. And I will say that the photos that I got, I mean, while they're not the most artistically pleasing, I think they came out really well. So I'm very pleased with the results from this Fujifilm 200. I in fact even printed some. These are the negatives from the Fujifilm 200, and then I also did some prints, which I'm gonna put on screen. But the colors are punchy. I like the tonality. I did shoot this with a lot of light, I will say. Mostly there's a couple of maybe low light shots, but in general it's all very sort of high level, high strength daylight, very strong daylight. And I developed this film myself. I scanned it. The scanning I kind of rushed. I used a Kodak Pacon 135 scanner, and it doesn't frame up half frame film rolls quite right, so it's always cutting off a little bit of one of the half frames, unfortunately, but I can live with it in general, especially for a test film roll like this. I wanted to kind of get a feel for what the film, but also how the camera performed, and I feel I got that. So yeah, so you'll be able to see some of these daylight shots, and then also a couple of prints that I got that I did myself using a photo enlarger and some light sensitive paper from Adox, I believe. So yeah, I hope that you like the results. I found this camera to be quite pleasant to shoot with once you kind of remembered to meter and then just set things up. I mean, generally when you were kind of in the same type of lighting, you know, within a 2-hour window in the middle of the day. This didn't have to change much. Then the only thing that I had to worry about was focus. I think that the film performed reliably. And then the beautiful thing is that with the Kodak Pack-On scanner, which is kind of like a carousel scanner, you feed the film in kind of sideways and it kind of goes into the reading head that's at the center, and then it kind of curls back around like this as it's scanning. The nice thing about it is that you can tweak like the color balance and the brightness, and with film you can just bring that exposure down a little bit if it's a little bit, you know, hot as a frame, and then you get those highlight details back. And so I was able to tweak that pretty much frame by frame, or at least 2 frames by 2 frames, and get an okay result, which I hope that you're seeing now. But yeah, these were shot in the center of Madrid, and there's some great colors, I think, overall. And with bright daylight, you really can't go wrong with film. That's the long and short of it, I think. All right, thank you so much for watching.